in Uganda continue to show themselves in the way these people behave. History is being made, documentation is being shared and reported in the right place. Now we know why somebody like Fefe Serugo also died mysteriously, because immediately he had, that place had a re-election, like a by-election, like it happened this time in Kayunga. You remember that? Fefe was murdered by the Museveni people at the time after he had won the election, for sure. And this makes sense that the reason why Nachimuli is not here today is that the NRM people, Museveni's regime, got rid of her. No matter how it happened, how they foiled it, they wanted Kalangala for themselves. And whatever they've done shows that that is truly and all along has been their intention. In a few weeks ago, there was a security alert that I brought about them wanting 7 by-elections in Uganda by the end of this year. And altogether, by the end of this term, they want about 47 by-elections in total in Uganda. That means they are going to try to flip different jurisdictions to create more NRM MPs in parliament. I don't know why they need that many, even though they're already the majority. But cow mentality cannot be taught. It has to be in a DNA of a certain group, and they surely have plenty of it to go around. So, atika wachi jome kalangala gubor kuila wo iba election ma mierkiye member of parliament mukene malubu member of parliament me Rahmat, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mercy Afoyanen, Sharifa, welcome to the live today. Atika wachini election me kalangala otime kui kibolo ento ke kwalo kui ededa ikarema donki ero organizing menano ni kabolo kui don ki yaro kama mira kui kiboli ye ki ngongo gi lo mutaka pagamente mano ke kwanya number plate okiye duon ta mo donyo kalangala kui make kwala madon ki taking oro NRM lumon u taking kui oli weng ki chero ki chibu boxa chiba ka don kar me kwaro ne tie weng dong bero ngo NRM ento no number me kui pa NRM dok duong loy number pa dan mo yer kui mo bolo kui mero nyuru igen makilwoni impunity ento atika wachi bolo kui nyuru ni ino yero gimoni ki wachi ko enini kape yero ko unyo kape miu tammi chi tampa jo mukene ena ye loy inana we chi bolu kui petie ni mo ma bolu kui no berbalo kare bolu kui pera tera de da piano itika nyoto kama tammi nyo chunyiti ye po nywa nyo po cha lok me bolu kui pera tera de da inana lo mukene wako kan kache dar mirti gimono dok chik ki yenyo dano ma ki i area money ki wachi okay kai mirti gineno dok chere chinen wek dano ket chingi pengu yeni gi mirti gineni bedngo i karme kui wek gineni ni idea enini obed bene ballot wek diri maja kai bolu kui ka bolu kui ka o yero ni ana mirti gini betchek unyo pa mirti gini betchek ikar ma donke kwano kui donke bi wachi area enini o mogo chi ko ni gimet jami egini utime i area gi inano so bolu kui pera tek gen mo kana ma pera tek ki bolu kui enini ena ye Uganda jome kalangala donge yo ni dago mayang tie dago manuk menuk makloni nachimulini Museveni gido nero karamana da bien yang no peki dan mo kana no rombeti gwako ento pian gimiro kalangala ni matera de da new bed NRM gukwanyo ko pa down yako eno we kui enini gunero ni dago money matie makilwoni na mala mauchung in National Unity Platform ticket pono kui ma okaro kui ki yada ikui makikwano na mala okaro kui ento pian gukwalo kui en kui magukwalo ni Salim Salege go wachi peke luong na mala ni ena yo kar kui ki wachi ngo ki miyo ki dago money mi NRM ena yeni okar kui ikalangala ento na mala ka da ki twin National Unity Platform dano makilwoni na mala ena yo kar kui Yang ka area makiluoni kayunga. La cho monye fefeka serugo. Kare makibolu kui. Fefeka serugo ukar kui. Ento miri pagamente meneno ni gini kwanyu area makiluoni kayunga. Ki kwanyu fefeka serugo ki deyo ka doke cher ki tuwe wiyat. Ni fefeka ucher chi dene ako. In ke go, dano mano ini beru kachungu, ikaro kui. Idene inge kui no nga atimi, ineno. Man kita Museveni gi uberu katimu kere jammi. Ika pikara malach, gi woke yo makuman, metam ni Ugandans, wano piano dano wigu wiloko, dano be pepenyo ni pingo jemini time kuman. Kunyone edong wa penyo wiwani uya jone. Ni pingo jemini time kuman, wa menyo ko jemmi. Kawa niyang kita Museveni tikere, Museveni pedano, ineno. Timma doma timme ka weng kuberichane gimieti by election utime ka beru maromu abero. Endo chaka ki kalangarene. Gimieti by election ka beru mukene magire mamete ki ka beru pa dano chalo Anita Mongi. Ma abi chere ye konini. Abi lore yeni. Gimieti by election ayepi abero utime I area me Uganda. I political gine kompa MP mapatpat. I area mapatpat mano gimeri ye kui. Gimieti by election abero. I mwakani. I tumtam eni gimero by election ay pira ngwen abero. Ana bikelu security alert enoni. Ne gimero pira ngwen abero. Mono no meru area pa Magogo, area pa Anita Mong, mabi bini ye konini. Gimieti ge kwanjo me National Unity Platform ko wenki area gi tim by election gi kel jogi. Ma enoni pange yo pingo Johnny wigi put yil wa kuberi shawani. Pien ada ki timma radio ni weng report ma kitika recording video ma ki recording duanta kuberi cha tien konka ken down makilwoni Fahad ki gene ICC International Criminal Court uchoy message I kamakilwoni LinkedIn ubedo social media pa jo metich kilwoni professional gene LinkedIn professional social space or workspace LinkedIn anati ye iberu chalo dano ma no itika nyoto tichi inano we inge inyuru gina ini timu wek no kena mo kena ka jo yenyu tichie gira mo yenyu kinyo tij ma ngarmani tika yenyu la tiji ye chiki noni ngarene kara ngeyo tich makuman an yang ke ber ka yenyu dano ma loko leba choli ngarmani no ki LinkedIn so LinkedIn uberu area pa jo ma kilwoni professionals ena ye lawyer me ICC o choyo ni ena tika tiji file pa mohozi do o I mecha gi kunyoni don kitika tiji file pa mohozi mero bero no tero luak tija deda ento kita do o kere ni eni be ineno bere ni kari no lok ma don tika wari wilobo kuman court me ICC uberu court ma dit me wilobo yang kongi titero gi court ma kumeno case pa kon be futi kono kari ni kon beru Museveni Jemma Museveni utemo ni weng ki wache konya no kon ko inano we so man ki loka eni ko weng ki video ma ki maro ma mutoka ma pe ki number plate lu mon ma tika podo dano ballot box mano ki dele ye gene ballot paper ma don guchere ya tatani ki loka eni ko weng muhozi gi pero mutamo ni wandong ba watiki MPs moram o wek podo dano o wek loko kom ki ngongoge pien adada ni miri me beri parliament me beri ni pot ni ya dong tiki jo ma duong loyo kado o namba money kari de meri konye pe pien kado ngunu mia ngwen NRM parliament long mia beach no one tek chik mo ka ken ma ki kele parliament do be kara ko pien wonu majority ineno ka oni bolu ku wona yo bolo jame wen ento jocha di wigi dok chien ma konye pe pene pe gira mutamu ni enini mate ni don giti ki gira muram miri ki raga giti ka yenyu by election is section constituency mukerne me medo MPs yetgi pa NRM kay go ineno we kodo nguped mot ento kita no ruba yubu kere ni Johnny miro pode wanga don gi pe ni we Tamara je put bene wigi ma bene wang ma o Tam madong right loy mado bukelegi portugamente gini. Chok dong. Chok adeda. So that must happen. Whatever they are doing exceeds what they really need to achieve. Because if they have 400 MPs, why do they need by-elections? They will always have the laws passed as they wish. My feeling is that they must have reached a place where they feel that they must control every aspect of parliament. But if they were intelligent enough and wanted to prevent further poking into their atrocities and impunities, they would stop. But no, they want 7 members of parliament at by-elections by the end of the year, and they need 47 at the end of all this 5-year term, which they will not be here to achieve. They will not. Because the ICC today, according to the attorney, Fahad, on LinkedIn, which is a professional network, which I am, so when the time came when I saw that there was something going around social media about ICC and Muhoozi, I went and looked it up, and surely it's there. You can go and look it up if you're on LinkedIn. They are now working on Muhoozi's case and every atrocity that he has committed on the People of National Unity platform, especially His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. So, with all of that that's going on, they don't think to stop or to modify or to improve. So I feel like they're on a spiral. No matter what they do or you do, they must continue until they are gone from Uganda. These people don't have a fiber of being proper and living well. So I want to mention that every election, show up, vote, make a choice, make your voice known. Democracies are that way. No matter what you do, make sure you choose, or the default is always not on your side. Okay? Default means they will apply themselves and do these things. So show up, let them do what they do. Take your videos quietly, share them, send them to us so we can get them out to where they need to be. ICC still needs more documentation. We have enough evidence. We have enough witnesses. We have enough to fill up that case beyond what they need to hear. Several pieces of evidence we have to adjudicate, to show, to present, to talk. I mean, there are videos upon videos. There's no way Muhoozi and Museveni's government will come out of this. All these people performing all these atrocities, once that government falls, they will be the first to leave that country. So let them speak. Let them come out. Munyagwas and all of them. Let them come out and say what they have to say. But you will not need to tell them to leave when it's time for change in Uganda. Those are the people who run to exile first, because they know that the foot soldier is on the way. At any time and any point in time, they will get caught. They will leave on their own. Every change of government in Uganda, because it's been militarily, there has to be a few who go out to exile. I know many in the United States. Okay? So, Muhoozi, please continue with whatever you're doing. You know, all of this harassment, all of the thoughts, all of the extreme behavior, whatever you are doing to the people of Uganda, it is not wasted. It is definitely piling up for your demise. All of you and all the people you stand for, Museveni and so on and so forth. So, Kalangala, man, I can't thank you enough. God bless the people of Kalangala. Thank you for making the right choice. Thank you for showing up. Apoyo dana me Kalangala deda. Unyuru mau, unyuru genati chwinyu, unyuru ni won wumiro, dano mengo, National Unity Platform namala. Unyuru bena ni, Latin wu nachimuli poto onono. Unyuru bena saida ngoma nachimuli beriye. Unyuru bena ni, Jami wengu me pibere. Umaro video uchwalo. Mono video yene weng donya ICC. Kes pa Muhoozi kibi winyuchi wangadongu ol. PN lock maki reporting video konongo duan tai ICC. Makare mengwech ka romo kagamento lokali pap enjo mamuru lock mati gamente pa Museveni kuberichani. Wun popi wachi gine jalwe. Aba, ringba, unjoti mening. Johnny eno bo aki begi inenwe. Gamente ko loke Roma, PN gamente me Uganda pia o loke mamot. wen ki gero wen ki mon donyo mon kar mon donyo mon gamente ko loke Uganda obi loke ma jo ma lutim jam ma don ko bedi chawani gubi chero ki gamente ni gero borinyo ko li wen chu au beru wono mot ka o neno gi mama o bieno chal bolo ku nyongo au ayo u bol ku PM sign me bolo ku pierre nyurni wono yer gi moni dok bene petie lo da ma pon ma peromo nen e kare me ku ma kuman ma dan wen don tiki chimi no ki ma ko video oli no ki temeni ning oli petie mong mo ke ken ma jone romo timo ne yo me kwalo ku nyo me balo ku ma po binen wang mo nen kalangala apo iwadada butemu be record ke kana I don't want to rak wabi nyoro ko wen you know okay Janet I know this is a big topic. Janet Museveni. Before I get to Janet, let's talk about the ones who are still alive. Mapia lokom Janet, kongwa lokom jo ma food kwa wa wek jo mo to ko ni wa igena lokom gil la chen. I don't know how to bring this up, but I would like to discuss the matter of Miss Anita Among. Anita Among is a Ugandan. And I know this is hard. This is hard for all of us. It's unfortunate that when the Musevenis do what they do, they pick on a Ugandan to advance on their atrocities and on all of the activities that eventually sour Ugandans' taste for a certain person. In a meeting yesterday, Museveni, Salim Saleh, Muhoozi, and a few others, they have decided to do away with Anita Among. They have decided that they want Anita Among gone, and they will do it. Now, being a Ugandan, if there is a way that whoever is seeing or handling Anita Among matters, if you can be so kind in any way, it'll be a blessing to you. Whatever we can do, and it's not the best idea. It's not, when you reason about it, it's not the best, because Anita Among has participated in so much hatred. She has made us hate everything that she is. But as a human being, we have to feel bad because we are made differently. We are not like these Rwandese people. Anita Among is an asset for us if we can rescue her from the hands of these people. Anita Among could be a huge testimony if we can rescue her from these people. I know that when they see this video, they may rush to do something to her, but they have decided to eliminate Anita Among. They prefer to start with her husband, Magogo. This is something from inside. I couldn't let this wait. I could not keep this from coming out today. I had to make sure I come out today because they have decided. It is not as if she didn't know. Because when I came out and said that Anita Among has ingested poison from the Muhoozis, it is true that the clock had started ticking. But Anita Among obviously shunned us and said, oh, those bloggers, they mean nothing. So she's in a place now where they don't want her to speak and they want to do away with her life. So if there's any way anyone can do something about Anita Among to save her life and rescue her, please do. The blessings to you and to Uganda and the struggle will be immense. It will be immense. These evil people, the Muhoozis, Salim Saleh, Museveni, have decided to eliminate Anita Among, effective right away. I couldn't tell you the details of how it will happen, but I'm leaving you with that, so that if there's anybody in the hospital, at home, or anywhere that can do something for Anita Among, you might as well. because she's Ugandan. And this will bring tremendous blessings to the struggle. We have to show them that we are not like them, that we are not the heart of this Rwandese people. Let us do what we can with what we have. And it may be impossible because we may not be able to get to her. I understand that. But if you can, in any way, try. Because she's a human being. She's a mother. She is a Ugandan from Bukedia. If there is something anyone can do for Anita Among, yes, she has wronged Uganda as a country. Do it. You just never know. Sometimes when I've struggled so much, I've been in a very difficult situation, I've diverted my attention to somebody else or something else, help somebody out, because it has helped me feel better. And somehow I feel like there is divine blessing or divine something that happens because of a good deed. Anita Among has wronged us beyond measure. I believe it. I agree with you. But for the sake of Uganda and the fact that she's Ugandan, if there is anything you can do for Anita Among, I don't know her personally. I've never met Anita Among. I've only known and heard about her on social media. I have read from her. I have known how she feels and does things. All of that combined. Anita Among has said Baganda should not get numbers. Anita Among has looked down on Honorable Segirinya on his final days, on his imprisonment for months. Anita Among has done all kinds of things. Anita Among made sure that her husband has no opposition. Yes. Anita Among has made sure she has no opposition when she ran. She stood unopposed. I get all of that. Anita Among could be a great asset to National Unity Platform if we do need a testimony. But Anita Among is a human being first. And I know all these thoughts are going through her mind. Everything she has done and said is going through her mind now. And she doesn't know where to turn. This might be the opportunity. So if you can help Anita Among in any way, I know I've said this, that, and the other, but my heart is a bit softer today because she's Ugandan and she's a human being. Do what you can. And you may not be able to get to her, but you know what? Whatever you can. Atika Wachi, Dano Makilwani speaker, former speaker Anita Among, Tie kama ding adeda kubedi chawani. Meeting motum la wo mati Museveni, Mohozi, Salim Saleh, Kilo Monmogo, senior security. Guwaju ni chawa pa Anita Among do ramako. Mierege kwan kwa pa Anita Among. Mero gen magudongu planning, madongu wachi mierege tem. Inano. Eno wa wachi kwa wala makwane. Pien mutane wala yela chen. Nano. Anita Among kubedi chawani angeyo ni tamwe dong jami weng ma ene logo nye timi Uganda. Weng tika rewe kubedi chawani. Weng benadano balo. Ento Anita Among bedo Latin Uganda. Nyaka Uganda. Anita Among bene mego. Ti mego. Tie kilo tiano. Man gen tika wachi. Kubedi chawani ki tamgi. Gimeta konge kwan chwara ko. Wek do bet ki labon kamoma en romu jenge ye. Magogo, chawa mo ken kibi kwanyu kuone yo me accident unyo yo me gimoy ken mo boroyo ka roya. Dok mena ka logo kuman, ka guna video na ko ni gichar gi logo gite matata gite mapat. Ento atimete ka itie ki yo me konyo Anita Among kony. Bien kombedi chawa ni kama enti yeni Johnny mete gi kwan kuone ko. Ento Dano ma Anita Among wabi koko kita wakoko kere locate. Kita wakoko kere delete. Kita wakoko kere lutiano wa joma aki Uganda. Makwogi tum juine. Anita Among bena wabi koko. Anita Among bena miena tie. Wana bena tie. Anita Among ki bi koko. Twin dano beto. Kari dong ni uberu dano mano raja deda. Ento Anita Among tie dan ma mar bena dan ma par pere. Chati wachi One machalo down machi Uganda. Kit wa perajo, iwa kit jochani. Ka jochani mero totong daki agabeno pe. Au kon ki yo mo ke ken ma wono twero. In ka ini dakta ma iti tiji komani tamong. Unyo ini security pa ni tamong. Unyo in lateru pa ni tamong. Unyo ini gi mo ke ken pa ni tamong. Ma iti chokere ma iromo o choke ni tamong. Duak chwinyi. Tim mabe, duak mabe kong marach. Angeni ubalo ba? Angeyo ya. Anita mo wachi. Anita mo chung pikwine o guerro oponen mo ke ken mo chung kere ko. Ni eni chung kene. En peki chung kere. Ni chware bene peki chung kere. Chware beno karo unopposed. Meno wen tit machilu pa Anita mo. MP makilwoni segrinya o metitoi parliament. Manita mong ti parliament. Mangari mo yabu doge ni lok kom segrinya. Anita mong tuwe bet piyo yoro. Lengo bene. Kwa kija bene choro. Angeyu. Utimu jam mapol. Anita mong po beru koridano ma iramu wachi duak chwinyi pierani. Ento. Kama Uganda o ieni. One wing. Pi watego. One wing. Ine anoka dano katima wono dana dida matima tata tich pigamente anyway. Kiminu dong gubu makonye pe. Kiminu position mo ke ken we umede kitim tiche marajoni. Ento ka o dong ni uchero shi yume we. Wana ilu koko. One Uganda wakoko ge wame wajui. Kona ngo. Kariki o eluelu chati teso kacha. Eluelu Museveni gu o ni uchero chi tong dano kasese. Igene kingdom kilwani go. Igankal kasese kacha. Eluelu ki oro uchero chi tonge ki dano utuki maku wakabara pa joni go. Chepsi dele buch. Kombe di chawani. Eluelu ki retrenching o ki moin. Eluelu ti berite so kachaba. Entropiane eluelu uberu latenwa. Bene karini idaga genote madedani. Wan pe wa rom ki jocha madong ni ka udugu gang dong mir wa tutongo neoni. No. Bien mewa ye ki mete ki tiek koni. Gien gol gi ye me tiek wan no go weng koni be koni right. What? Lutino National Unity Platform maduata. Ki maro gi mapegi dugu. National Unity Platform has lost at least 3,000 people, never seen, never been seen, nor report, nothing. Abducted, lost, out of this world, never been seen. That is how those people operate. I'm saying the people like Erelu, who was ordered to go and kill the people, the kingdom of people in the kingdom of Kasese. He went ahead and did it. But today Erelu is retrenched. He's not in the military anymore. Eluelu is back home in the community where he belongs as a son, a father, an uncle, and so on and so forth. If we let this happen to Anita Among, which we may not be able to control, we are going to cry for Anita Among. Like we did for Lokech, like we did for the late Jacob Olanya, like we did for several other Ugandans around Nyakirima. Some of them have had no fault on us. Some have done extremely dirty to us. But guess what? Their goal is to finish Ugandans, good or bad. At some point, we are going to deal with our own on our own terms. Anita Among, if saved, when the new government comes in, she'll have to answer to her deeds. Without killing her. Who says we have to kill somebody just because? No. No. It's never the case. So whatever you can do for Anita Among, your gift in heaven, or whatever you believe, is so immense. I'm sure the people who come home or do something for Anita Among sleep well at night. That's what we need for Uganda. When things change, we can deal with that. Today I preach a different tune for Anita Among because she's one of us. And that's what they want, for us to eat our own, plus the ones they eat for us. But in the end, it is our loss. and there's a child or two becoming orphans, all of these things will happen. Why don't we rescue ourselves and punish them later? Elwelo has not escaped this. In the next government, Elwelo will be tried. It wasn't his fault on several occasions, but you don't necessarily have to do all these kinds of things that they send you to do. So my plea today, and it's not because I know Anita Among in a special way. I've never met Anita Among. Never. Never met Anita Among. I don't know her from anywhere. I've never spoken with Anita Among. Nobody has spoken to me about saying these things. But as a human being and as Uganda, which is first, for me, I'm a human being first and I'm Ugandan second. It is the right thing to do. If she may not be an asset to testify on the performances or the things that these people have done, at least we'll save a soul of Uganda for Mama Uganda. I think it's the right thing to do. I could be wrong. I'll just leave it out there. But if you have access to Anita Among, if they send you to go and finish her, reconsider. If they ask you to do something that you think is not right, and you're Ugandan, think twice. Because you doing that to her is your responsibility, personally. So, I know my eyes are a bit red, but I wasn't crying or anything, but I just feel and think that maybe that's the right way to go, the best thing to do. So, that's about Anita Among. Those are my 2 cents. They want to get rid of her husband first, so she has no one to lean on, and then get rid of her. So Uganda, my good people, let's act otherwise, not like them. Patrick, the comments are crazy. I know. Trust me, you're not telling me something new. And sure, karma has to take its course. But if you can, I'm just saying, if you can, it'll mean something. Okay? Just a minute. Just a moment, please. Okay, thank you. I'm back now. All right. As I mentioned, we are going to start speaking about those who are living first, then we'll move to the dead. Okay? And we're moving on. Janet Museveni. Nobody should lie to you that Janet is alive. She's not. These Rwandese people have a thing that they discuss and talk about Bachwezi and how they just disappear or vanish. I know for a fact that they're trying to divert attention from several things, but they also want to maintain Janet as a powerful figure in Uganda's, environment. First of all, the Ministry of Education is funded in several ways by different international organizations. And so he wants to defend the fact that Janet, the Minister of Education, is still there. Janet is not there. A few things will tell you. There is a post that came out today where it says that Janet, I'm here, it's me, or whatever the case might be. I want you to remember a time. And this is very personal to me because I was following this like daily. The late Jacob Olanya, rest in peace. When he was in Seattle at the hospital and was not here anymore, okay? Somebody went into his social media account. I think it was X. I believe it was X. They went into his social media account and wrote a message that he was saying those things. I had known for a fact that he had gone. So the word was, it's me, yes, Katende. The message says, it's me, blah, 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 Janet. Several indicators. Why is it that even if she's there, Mr. Chrysostom Muyingo is appointed Minister of Education? If Janet is truly there and recovering and she's been absent for 3 months, why now that there's all these things, including appointing a new Minister of Education? Why? She's not here. They are going to maintain this thing until they turn it around and say Janet disappeared like the Bachwezi. In the same manner, Museveni wants to disappear. The guy is tired. He's done. He came to Kalangala. That shows you the power of His Excellency Chakula Sentamu and National Unity Platform. He came to Kalangala to try to win the election for their NRM whoever. The lady, I don't even know her name. And yet, Chagulanyi Sentamu, being away from the nation, has systems and structures set up that he doesn't have to physically be there for things to run accordingly. And everything ran accordingly. That is the power of organization and doing things the right way. Because Museveni has to figure out how to deal things in the wrong way all the time, he's constantly pulled out of hiding, pulled out of illness, pulled out of ICU to show up and act like he's present. As long as you don't see Janet Museveni, because compared to the two, Museveni is much more frail. Museveni has been older. Museveni should be the one who is unable to. Had Janet been alive, Janet would have been the most able. But today, I can tell you that she's not here. But they want to maintain her in public, that she's here, so that Ugandans think things are just rolling as normal. At a point in time, these people will try to run Uganda after Museveni is gone, just so that we continue thinking that Museveni is here. If this playful cantankerous son does not end up, toppling him in a coup d'etat, which is something they discussed, and show up as the president, Museveni might, in his grave, continue leading Uganda for that period of time until things change. That's how they plan it. But Janet's not here. All of that is diversion. All of that is diversion. So do not even encourage or entertain Janet's nonsense, because it is all about keeping Ugandans busy discussing this, that, and the other. This may be the last time I talk about her, because it's not important. Okay? We know she's gone. We like it that she's not here. We're good to go. We're fine moving on this way. Atika wachi, down makiloni Janet Museveni, kitiro kero ni kono tikwane, kono tumunyi ni kono betini. Tina yedo ngukati, Museveni na wachi, ekero, down makiloni Muyingo, ena yedo daronga, minister, me gankwan, me lokom gankwan. Kane ni Janet here da, uno kita Museveni wa ni Janet don tika jingi. No doro amonenko, ento, ena ki wachi ujingi, makitimu birthday pa latoni, madong beri wai memorial ni, karaman ena doki keri MP manyan, unyo minister manyan. Tero ni, dago eno ni, komepe, ento jomba ki luongi ni bachwezi ni. Ginti ki tamoni, ki wachi gien giruenya ba. So, pebe na, kira mo kere po bingenu, ni Janet toba, ni ninko ngo. Kibi po ni mwaka biche ni weng, kara general to mwaka edwema dek, ni endo peru chel, ni endo peru pedeka chel, kita kichoyo kere ni. Pegu bu ye ki dogi, pien gina bena giluor loyo ena yeni, yom chwin do bod nego Ugandan zoko. Pien dago eno ni tim mautim ikom jo me Uganda. Inka in dago mo may mero maki noni ma general noni Museveni miriwe. Yen yo. Alutina nyera mano Museveni umau gi atata kwogi utumoko. Timpa Janet me donyo gai Ministry of Megan Kwan ki ballo kwan pa jo Uganda mero jami mape wa romu wi wape romu wi tim machila dada me ballo nyimpa jo ma aki Uganda mono wen teacher Janet so Janet ko tie ko pe wabi meta nyim iwachi gimo ma tika time ma pat pere loka Janet dong tine da bi weko abi loka ye dong eni me agiki pien ki tika teach kere dong chalo ngo diversion ana wachi mo jami ma don tika time chalo kelo mohozi ICC ki ngongo gini case ne dong tie mecha pal lungol kop loke dong tika nyem so po bal kare kono ni Museveni kono ni Janet kono nga ko Janet tie ko Janet pe mono ne pe yele wiwa aneno ne X page ne and social media ma mohozi tiro commenting yeni okero ni an Janet ana tika wachi wuni amiete wi rock wi wangech ikare ma the late Honorable Jacob Olanya kwone tum ki wako kan ngato mo ki Uganda kunu donyo ko social media ochoyo ko ni ena ye Jacob etika chono message no ena tika watch ni ena tie makwo daga yele mo ke kanpe mono em jono ba Johnny Pat ba good donyo go choy message kun ginyuru ni gene Jacob ena ye tika chono message no wek dano kwantam gi ki paro la to uneno Johnny rajiba so atika wachi woni kita gintam kere ni bachwezi rwenya ni dok bene gi luo ni koni ka gitero ni dago ni kuone pe pati mo bo patu ki jo Uganda po bitum ni na di so kono gimiro ni bachwezi kono gimiro gitime ni mono pero ge tina ya gikina me lokom Janet unge ni Janet kuone pe Wunjo mo penya ni message na duongba Janet ko Janet kwone pe pien ko ni Janet kwone tie Museveni ni on birthday ne la wo majani o wali ni Janet dong tika chang okay katika chang chipingo tin da kila ko ke minister manyen pingo Museveni uberu katimu kori tim eni managa yang Museveni udonyi ke gien ma Museveni nyuru pat ki gin ma Museveni timo en we lobo weng no tamani Museveni dong jal magwa gwa ko Museveni tuan la tal en ko dano ma obino nego dano luero mateka de dani chi wali ni jo po boro bere ne ko dano ni acholi ki kam kacha dano mo bere kam bu wutiti jo ma obino goy wani to ba guber ka lokul lep ko lep money ina po beru kon po beru lokul pe ko beru lokul leba choli Museveni oro baganda ye manoti mon kacher ka tonga choli ka chapien miete ki wiya choli ko wachi lu loga yo bino to wakan kado mori wiya choli ko meno dong pegi miero pegi bi mieto la loga watien ti choli mo wachi Bobby Wine to la loga ba wigi will ni Bobby Wine Latin Uganda Beloi machamo wake wako niko matika tia ko dana ko wengiko wuru miti tuara machani umiru Museveni tutwale pingo Jemi ma Museveni utimu kuntimu kuman notika meaning gina kumani wanga pola ta Dr. Yuki jo Uganda sectors me Uganda ko weng woru ki chik pa Museveni kita Museveni iyo mero kere peti ngati mo matiu igamente pa Museveni mati keketi Ministry of Health aneno gene video mani ma udonga to kati wajuni honorable donga to kati wajuni en pay ngeyo pingo kikero acheng honorable acheng ki kwanyo ki ministry me healthcare ki kero ko ministry money very well ki baya wako peti ministry mo ke ken ma ke keti Ministry of Health gene acheng karini ukwano beru dakta gien ma Museveni meti acheng tim acheng param kwerne ineno ikare me COVID down mo to no duota ma Museveni wai COVID ayo ne koge ki waja ni COVID acheng param wachu ne mapat pero mo wachu gimo mapat Peki boli ni policy mo ni office mo ke kene government pa Museveni ni. Tiu pere kene kita buye tiu kene nyo kita enria kere. Ko. Dano makiluoni Muyingo, Chrysostom Muyingo. Ubered masa na yanki na mugongo kacha. Muyingo gangkwani pa Muyingo dano karupen lutien ma aki yeri akadeda. Ento abi wachini gangkwani me Uganda o weng and maki wa ikonu Uganda gina anyway. You ko you UPE ko you something. Weng gangkwani maraji moto lutien pa karupen latien mo ne ko karupen no latien ni tekadeda. Dano maberu la wongang kwan mak lutien kari yetu twali. Ngoma wego emperomo yupo policy matiu pijowe Uganda. Eno wego Museveni ena wachi wuni. Petie office mo ke kene Uganda matiu pire kene pidano me Uganda ko. Chik wenga ke bod Museveni. Wadano me National Unity Platform eni make mako gini. Jami weng make timi kom joani. Chim ake bod Museveni gi. Aya, do wangi patch, do kwan luere, do tongchie, do lun bone, do rapping, wenga kibo Johnny. I'm saying that there is not a single office in Uganda that functions independently without Museveni's emphasis on how things must be done. For example, Honorable Dongoto came on TV and was speaking about how he's disappointed that the health minister has been removed from health ministry and put to a different ministry, which is not, I don't know, representative of her skills or whatever the case might be. But compared to what? What is Nabanja doing as a prime minister? She can't write a policy, let alone writing a general paper about anything. Just say, write about plastic bottles. She's not going to know what to say. She doesn't know how policy works. She has no idea. There is nothing Nabanja contributes to that ministry. She's just Museveni's toy that he says, do this, do that, go to Kakumiro, go to this, go to those people whose homes are broken and tell them that they're doing comedy. Literally, that's what, intellectually, that's what Prime Minister Nabanja can do. So, speaking of Health Minister Acheng, Odongoto is disappointed. Honorable Odongoto, that's my brother from the north. I don't believe that anything special, exceptional comes from Minister Acheng being a doctor in her area of work. Because in your emphasis, you say during COVID, she worked a lot. Sure. During COVID is also when they injected people with vaccines that were expired. During COVID is when Museveni got rid of most Ugandans he wanted to get rid of. Most Ugandans were just gone and labeled COVID. During her tenure is when they are vaccinating kids without record. They don't give you a record that you're vaccinated. They vaccinate the kid at home. He goes home. He goes to school. They vaccinate again. He goes to the market. They vaccinate again. No report. The same thing. The side effects are crazy. There is not a ministry that performs out of its own intellect, out of its own abilities, out of its own training. Look at Byabakama. Byabakama went all the way to Kalangala to steal elections and pronounce the wrong results. Despite all the inequities, like trucks without license plates, like the military being there, the police being there, bullets being fired, ballot boxes being stuffed, total number of voters exceeding actual registered voters. I mean, the inequities were extreme. Byabakama went on to order the NRM candidate the winner. That is a policy, that is a department that Odongoto is defending professionalism. I mean, I can go on. Muyingo, I went to school in Namugongo. Muyingo schools are the best performing in Uganda. And he's a proxy of Janet, obviously. Muyingo owns or runs those schools on behalf of Janet. It is no wonder it is Muyingo appointed to, as they say, temporarily take over Janet's position. Muyingo's schools are a proxy of Janet's schools. Janet actually owns them. So, being as excellent as those schools that he runs are, let me show you what I'm saying. There is not a single UPE school or government school that performs, that has supplies, that is in great condition, that has everything they need for children to succeed. None. All the UPE government schools where Muyingo gets paid to do his job is where you find no ceilings, no roof, kids sitting on blocks, they have no food. Teachers, first of all, go and drive borders, then come back to schedule to try to be on time to teach. Those are the policies. That is the person who is an intellectual. That is the person who runs one of the best schools personally for Janet, who cannot excel in his own ministry. That goes to show you there is no ministry in Uganda that performs out of its own abilities. No. Byabakama is a judge, by the way. The guy is a judge. Several elections that he has run through have been void of being correct. They have had all manner of recorded evidence of inequities. All manner. Some he has been asked about, but he finds a way to fumble out of it. There is not a single ministry where Museveni does not direct how things are done. So I don't care if you're smart, brilliant, you are chosen because you're professional. That is why Nabanja exists. That is why Byabakama, a professional, does what he does. That is why Acheng, being a doctor, will allow children to be vaccinated left and right at home. Then when they meet them at school again, when they're in the public place again, without any records to track how many vaccines have this child got, or this family for that matter. No. During COVID, people were injected with expired vaccines. Which COVID did Acheng fight? None. Diana Twine and this, all they do is to the interest of Museveni. In fact, I shared a video of Tubbs' experience during his abduction recently. I'm telling you, even the police who commit these atrocities, even the military who abduct and torture and kill Ugandans are instructed from Museveni, Muhoozi, Salim Saleh and on. To the T. Tubbs will tell you that somebody came to cut my hair and then another person said, stop, they haven't yet given me orders to cut his hair. The people who have been through detention by these people and torture, Eddie Mutwe and all of them, they will tell you that somebody calls and the guard will answer the phone and the guard will start acting right after that. They will say things like, cut off his fingers now. What did he say? Waterboard him right now. Take off his clothes right now. Cut off his fingers right now. Press on him with pliers right now. Now it's time to hang him upside down. It's time to kill them. People who have lived through these atrocities will tell you that every step of the way was communicated from above by cell phone. So nobody can lie to you that Museveni, that any sector of Uganda performs independently. No. They're all instructed, right from some good to the worst. For people to get lynched or injected, orders come from above. Give him another dose. What did he say? Give him another dose. Pick him from here and take him there. All these orders. There was a guy who was bragging. What is his name? The guy who took his pants down and showed us his behind. Showed the Kavaka his behind. That guy. He said as soon as Muhoozi tells him to go and abduct Joel Senyonyi, his heart will not beat before he gets there. Look at that. All orders about everything comes from those people, and they perform on order. So there is not a sector, not a department, not even a guard locally anywhere acts on what they know is right as a duty to their job. No. Patrick, thank you. Chisacha Sitani. I know it's Chisacha Mkama. I don't know how that matches, but anyway. So nobody, Honorable Dongato, I respect you, but surely there is not a single department that does anything. There's not a single it is government policy that Museveni and the Muhozis do things to the bottom, you know, including giving farmers poison to poison their coffee because they want to take monopoly over producing coffee. It is all about above. Phone call, order from above. Everything is order from above. So not a single department performs on its own. That's a lie. If anybody has any witness or evidence, let me know, because we'll see them by their acts. All this while Museveni performs this way when he means this for a long time. Museveni has never acted as he meant openly. No. So it's getting late, but let's speak about Paolo Cafero. Let's talk about Cafero. What I know from my sources that are excellent, by the way, they're unbeatable. So far, everything that has come to me has happened. So far. Even if they may tweak it, it has happened. Anita Mong, sorry to say, I knew it all along. I said it all along. I have people coming back and saying, you know what? You were right. It is true. So, Paolo Cafero. Here is the story of Paolo Cafero's scenario, shenanigans. Rest his soul in peace, because he was one of the legends of Uganda. You people know that Museveni is very spiritual. Amiro lo rekomlacho makiluoni Paolo Cafero. Paolo Cafero berla weno aki Buganda kachani. Inero apoka ma Museveni ukeli kin jo achole ki Baganda ni o wero tie jami moguma dan mierno wange dok bene was supporting chalo one jo Uganda ento pia poka ma yano keli kin wane power romo ngenu ngoma tika time chali Buganda kacha ento Paolo Cafero berno la wede dai Buganda madano marwa kunyoni wene put ki winyo wene bene Paul wene oberu we man lore kom jam matika time ye Paolo Cafero shabi lore ye manok charun tika chat. So Paolo Cafero was a legend, Ugandan legend from Buganda. You know that Museveni is spiritual. One of the times that he's performing all this witchcraft and so on and so forth, one of his judges told Museveni that the person that's going to that is going to overthrow you is going to be an artist. That is the reason why Bebe Cool was shot in the leg. At that same event, Bobby Wine was there, but he survived. As it would be that Bobby Wine is the chosen and designated leader of Uganda. At that event where Bebe Cool was shot, Bobby Wine was there, but he survived. Museveni ordered Bebe Cool to get shot because he thought Bebe Cool might be that successor that witch doctor told me. And so he has kept him close. The next person was this comedian guy. What's his name? The Muganda guy who used to be very close to Nsereko. He became an MP and had a lot of influence. Just a comedian, funny guy. Somebody help me with his name. In a while, you know, after he came up, he rose, he was elected as a member of parliament. He's a comedian. Museveni figured this might be the guy the witch doctor talked about. Or that one, something happened to him too. What is his name? Somebody write it down. He used to wear a hat very often, like a cowboy, not really cowboy, but a hat on his head. A comedian, you know, maybe did some drama acting or things like that. But he also was a stand-up comedian. Next, Museveni said, you know, I don't know. What about this Eddie Kenzo guy? He's becoming a bit popular. Somehow he brought not Amarula family. He became a member of parliament. Diana, thank you. He was a member of parliament. He died in the last parliament. So Eddie Kenzo began to show his head and started speaking against, government things. And Museveni said, bring that one closer. Not Pade Bitama. Katoro Bwama. Katoro Bwama is the guy. Brand, thank you so much. So then he said, this guy is becoming popular. Look at him now. Katoro Bwama. Let me do away with this one. Katoro Bwama gone. Eddie Kenzo showed up and seemed to be buddy-buddy with Bobby Wine, supporting the cause and all of that. Museveni was like, wait a minute. What about if it's him? He called him closely and said, you know what? Let me give you federation, blah, 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 blah. I'll also give you a wife. There came the bride from, what's her name? Nyamutoro, who has been a minister twice. There is no point, there is no reason why she's exceptional to have become a minister at that age. But friends and foes, I'm telling you. Kato, thank you, Julie. Thank you, Renee. So then he said, you know what? Salim Saleh said, instead of wasting time picking one at a time, let us call all influential musicians, artists, and so on and so forth. And this is why from the time that Bobby Wine came, it has been musicians, this musicians, that musicians. They have become more important than intellectuals. In fact, what's his name? They call him Kagege very often. That guy, member of parliament, people started to see like, why is our artists so important right now? That is why artists became important to Museveni. Because the witch doctor said whoever is going to take this seat is going to be an artist of some sorts. That is why they're in Gulu, they're in Kampala, Salim Saleh this, Salim Saleh that, Salim Saleh this. Chameleon was one of them. When Chameleon became DP, wanted to join Bobby Wine, he even started for a few days, then he came back. Museveni said, this Chameleon guy might be the guy, let's get him close. Chameleon is now in there, and somehow they don't even know what they're supposed to be doing in NRM. Because the music, the songs that they sang, the performances that they had, Eddie Kenzo, for example, he was against government. He was outspoken. Nsereko came out and said, how come the focus is on these people? So much. They were the intellectuals. They were the ones advising the government to do this and that, the other. Museveni left all these smart people, educated, suits and all of that, and focused on artists. Now, after knowing that, you know what? It's not any of these guys. It is Bobby Wine. But we also can't get Bobby Wine to deflate his whatever. So the raid in Bobby Wine's home and taking everything that he could take and doing all these things to try to capture the power, the influence that Bobby Wine has failed Museveni. He said, you know what? Let me start from the source. Let me look to one of those older people. People who are spiritual are very funny. They go through lengths of things and you're like, are you serious? Are we doing this now? So the exhumation of Paulo Cafero, God rest his soul, is because Museveni has it in his mind that an artist might be, or is going to be for sure, the one who is going to take him down. He decided to figure out how he can exhume Paulo Cafero. He gave the job to Balaam. Amongst other things, including trying to take assets of Paulo Cafero and his, there's land and everything involved. There was the best way to throw the spanner in the works was to start this DNA thing, and Balaam was given the assignment. Because they want to take his land, and because Museveni thinks that he can stifle the power of artistry through or from the source, from somebody like Cafero. They exhumed Cafero. Because truly, when you need DNA, you don't need to exhume somebody. Today, no. You can test for sure, a close relative, like a brother or sister of Paulo Cafero, or parents if he still has, test them with any of the children and see if there is some sort of a match. And like that, you can eliminate and add and do these kinds of things, but using the DNA that's around. So they didn't necessarily have to exhume Paulo Cafero. No. But Museveni needed Paulo Cafero wholly to take him to his shrine and do something with him. That is how sick this guy is. So that's the story of Paulo Cafero. DNA was just something to, to have a reason to exhume him. But DNA does not require that you take somebody out of the ground. Even if they do, they don't have to take the whole body. But even if they did, there are other ways, such as very close assured relatives, like Paulo Cafero's sister, Paulo Cafero's brother, or Paulo, by quarters, by halves of genetic appearances, they could get down to the T by substituting this, that, and the other. They'd figure out who are the kids. It's not about the children of Paulo Cafero. It's about Museveni taking that body to his shrine to do something with it. Paulo Cafero may not get back in that grave. If they buried anything, it may not be him. But the main goal to do that was to try to tie the origin of this powerful streak that the judge told him that it will be an artist eventually. That is why a son who looks like Paulo Cafero is said not to be his. No, the guy has a beard. The features, not even just the beard, the features next to his father's picture like this, it looks just like Paulo Cafero. They didn't need a DNA for that one. In fact, that one could be the one to use to find out the rest of the 25 who truly is the DNA of this person. No. Museveni wanted to take that casket to his shrine and do something with it. So you, the children of Paulo Cafero who have been denied this, figure out who your close relatives that you might know. Your father's close relatives will have maybe 50%, maybe 25%, depending on the closeness of the origin. You can start to factor downward and go by percentage to see what is matching who. And you'll be able to figure out if you are truly a relative of this person. Otherwise, Balamu's results, they're not true. They're not. They're not. The sole purpose of doing this DNA was to take the exhumed body of Cafero to Museveni's shrine and do something with it. Eventually, they're going to come back with those 4 or 5 kids they've said they're his. They're going to manipulate them and be able to take over their land. All of their assets, the mothers and so on who are still there, will be chased away from those things. That's why they picked a few who collaborate with the Balaam, so that when the time comes to take these assets, they will be able to easily pay them off and forget the rest. So all of you 25 are less. The army of the late Paulo Cafero is now less by 21. The army of Paulo Cafero, to protect his legacy, is now left less by 21. And it doesn't mean all 25 are his. I'm not saying that. But I don't see why you must exhume a body to get DNA. The only reason they do exhumations, for example, out here, is when a case goes cold. Like somebody was killed 80 years ago, and we want to figure out who killed this person. That's when they'll exhume the body, because they may not have relatives, but also because they want to match that person's DNA with the database of criminals who are suspected to have committed that crime to this person. In America, they exhume for cold case file evidence, because the match is a criminal database of 25,000 male or female, or characteristically befitting the description at the time. And because there was no DNA back then to match the person who died 80 years ago, whose case was never solved, they'll exhume and use their DNA, a little bit of it, to put it in a database to try to capture all of the evidence collected in crime scenes by different people who likely may have this person's DNA. That's the purpose of exhumation. Not to prove DNA of children. No. You have relatives. It's easy as that. There was no need to exhume. Just like Anita Among's blood clot that they say she has a blood clot. Blood clots are treatable by a shot of heparin. To loosen it, and Anita Among would be okay. If a blood clot is in a very, very delicate place and they can't treat it that way, there will be a surgery performed and the blood clot will be picked out of its location and that person will be set free. If somebody has not died of a blood clot getting into a place and blocking oxygen from reaching the brain or whatever, blood clots are treatable. They happen all the time. When people get injuries, it's possible. When somebody lays down for so long, it's possible. It takes one shot, maybe two. IV, blood clot is gone. But the way Museveni and them do things, they make Ugandans get too busy and not think about what is truly happening. Anybody can Google how else to figure out DNA without exhumation, and you'll see how many other ways it can happen. So if this was for the purpose of DNA, batulimba. It's a lie. Atika wachi, dan makiluoni Paulo Cafero ni, ubero la loga maaki Buganda. Paulo Cafero, no tieki lutier mapol, ki wachi. Ento, gien ma wero ki golu liel pa Paulo Cafero, ma Museveni gi wachi ki miro yenyu, DNA, ki miro nano lutiena di pa Paulo Cafero. Me pimuremo pa Paulo Cafero. Eni pada. Bien, Museveni wunungenu bera jwaga la kerman. Tiki lok jwaga dida. Karamo Museveni uberu ki ena jwaki neni. Ma wachi ngo, ma wero wang dong Johnny, National Unity Platform dong gay ko moto twali. Pingo Uganda, jo me Uganda gucho, pegi miarwa. La choni a jwaga ni wachi, waka tirtiwu. Gien matika yelu ena ye. Anyimu nyorone dano mala goga nyola we unyo dano mala tok goga deda ena ebi kwa nyugamente kichi eno wero amero nyotu kita jamine oberka watker eno wero wunu winyu loka artist biro gulu li belbel salim sa no ke gor wigi okumai artist ma yang chal bebe cool karmo bebe cool en ma jale waju ki Museveni ni ba Baby cool ti wako gen ni Bobby Wine gi ka we ka money. Museveni pingo pe o dan ke chelu baby cool lo. No miera bene ke chel Bobby Wine. Ento Bobby Wine kita rubano yubo kere ni ena ye biberu la tela Uganda ikare ma nyimi. Bobby Wine pe ke chelu baby cool. Tien baby cool pa karma wang malai dong. Tien tata. Tek ke chelu baby cool Museveni kwanyu baby cool lo ko kelo chak. Ubera babang ento. Museveni pa ye dira ki chak ki kangere. Pien ki waju yira ni ngata bi kwanyu ke ki bore. Ubiberu la to goga. Nyola we nyo something like that. Ari adek tenye Museveni la chua maki luoni katolu wama. Ubela goga deda. Down yer katolu wama wa. Ki kero MP yo. Museveni wa oh jale tia biena en. En jale yeki waju ni chalo. Katolu wama. Nsere kogia ye en ulumi yat. Katolu wama bam. Eddie Kenzo, uno loga deda about a loga ki jema raj magamente timo. Museveni wa bien. Omino kwano federation kwanga. Eddie Kenzo tulingi chwich. Okwanyo dako nyamutoro minister money. Bebe na ngepi ngoti minister. Petie anyway. Okwanyo nyamutoro mio. Eddie Kenzo pero mu dire. Pero dako be no kimino amia. Manutika controlling kumai. Eddie Kenzo pero mu wachu tamuye. Kari tamu pa link erebi. Ariyo ade kenyu Chameleon gukati. Chameleon karme election mo karo. Chameleon wai enemiro chung National Unity Platform en bene bi chung DP kwano Museveni wai ene char ena ye mak jalo wajene. En char en. Museveni kwanyu Chameleon. Ariyo ade Chameleon nitika we pa NRM. Kono NRM kwa ngagi. Campaign song. Luwe weng Museveni gena. Uchako keko. eno wego luwe lugoga lungo salim sale pa wego gi kono gi tiguli lodge kono gi tikwene kono gi tikwene boss me go timu Museveni wai nenchol en ma ke wajni dong en eni bene kono choli adui machon nen chalo boss me go tim kitime ki boss me go tim ata en dong boss me go tim ko berjane ti bot gi ko petie la wenyo la goga mo matie pere kene mano mapat ki Bobby Wine en wego Museveni uchero ganga Bobby Wine kitimu tim joko wenga nga Bobby Wine jami pa Bobby Wine ke choko wen ko ki rogo bone ko ki rogo lateba ko ki rogo ngo kono wa pima maru kono wa choron mala jami wen Museveni utimeke ratata Bobby Wine ungayo Museveni mako ne ungayo tueno ne ungayo o wachi neno Bobby Wine tie sauce pa Bobby Wine ubero Paulo Kafero pian Paulo Kafero ubero dar manolo we wara dada wene wa kunyone food winye dok wene we ma shaping luwe ma kunyoni endon kare ma la wo ma jake Museveni wachi balam ke yen yo men nano ni wa golu liel pa Paulo Kafero ko amiete liele na kela kere gena ot kamenti mietim joke en bola mwachi nenta rom no yo wa wachi wa bitimu DNA en wel ke cher ki golu Paulo Kafero ni en ki wachi kono ne lute ne kona dini en ki wachi ne liel mira ke golo wengi bere ki te bod Museveni ka doke dugi kari ni Paulo Kafero no mira ke tim DNA pa luterne president kulo e dok berie gamente dok donye mono ko teacher jogangi liela di maunu luoye MP maki bien ka golu la chengman liel pa mien babana ki golu ki biale medu kuchogone gang po waluongere MP mo no I'm saying that we had to exhume my grandmother from a place where she had died during the LRA and bring her home. We did not call a member of parliament. We did not call Balam. We did not call anyone. I mean, it was a family thing. We performed it, and that was it. Why is the government concerned with the family of Paulo Kafero? Where does that add up? Now, so, en ki golu Paulo Kafero, en ki ter bod Museveni, bene peke be yiro Paulo Kafero, pian don ki tero ki time kere tata, tim joga tata, pe don ki be duare liel i bune kono. Ngompa Paulo Kafero ki don ki be mayo ko li weng, ki wachi lo tien angwen ke kena ye meka Paulo Kafero. Ento amir wechi bun tie la cho mo, shal ki Paulo Kafero, ma dan weng tika wachi, wata ebo wachi ujone, eni don kapela tien a Paulo Kafero, chi pedariak. La chocha shal ki Paulo Kafero, la mer la kermoni ki, wanyer nyer shal wone. Ena ti wachi, ka kimiro neno DNA pa ngatu moni. Ilobo ma dong kamoy ken bene. Pemiere ke gol dan muto. Inero DNA ko. DNA one ke kete ini one ngatu moni. In ka ito ma dir ma ke mero ngeno kala tene latini. Pemiere ke chi gole ki bu. Kiramu pimu DNA pa umero unyola mero. Meneno ni ubirwate karini la kiremoni kenyo unyoka meni futie nyo wor futie kiramu pimu gen atie wache kiramu pimu joma kwa mengenu DNA pa joma to pien keketi wegu kila tien DNA gi ka ubirwate beru 99.99%. Okay, so ka umine twero beti piera boro nyo piera bichel nyo piera bich ineno ka uneno niti karwate la kirmoni kenyu romo beti dong no chacha uromo pimu ngatu kene kachalo wona tie nyo miana tie unu kwanye dong pa umine enini umero ki pampu miana nyo wone kumero no ukata ki DNA science upimu umero nuchu ne very white puzzle uponi unogo pa 100% uneno golu liel pe ye solution me pimu DNA pa jomo to ento gina Museveni gini we jale veron peke be yoba Wa kan ka ki bi golu liel me pi mu DNA no ki golu pian ngare no to ma ki nera chiki miro kwanyu DNA ki liel kunu we ki pim DNA palubal ma do ma duong ma ti database chok mi a bichi nyo ali ba bichi ki pim DNA gi ki nen mena marwata ki pa ngat enini we ki wachi ina yenero ineno piano kar no ki mago en bongi mogo ma no beru chochok ki kwanyo fingerprint gi ki kwanyo remo gi ki kwanyo ye with mal do in sin ki mache mkuma no piano DNA pangat eni pe ki kwanyo yang ki gwago pian kar ma DNA katni tie jo mogo ma no to DNA gi pe ki gamu me kero ne data pen kan ka ngar mo to ki kwanyo DNA ki gwago ki beru ka neno ne system me neno uberwata ki evidence panga chaden mene pa nga matie ma kaki kero ka chele borwate ko ni ngata ene yo beru e kama ngata no to ayene ineno so DNA peticha gamente DNA peni mier ki goldano DNA wari romu nyutune kari eni tiki percent piero bich macha ma chok to twale bo beru percent piero bich mu kana madong chok loy bo beru percent petie lok me golo dano ineno so Paulo Kafero pengene kano liele mena kai logada ti bod Museveni gi on jok ni kacha peke be yo Paulo Kafero kena lutino pa Paulo Kafero modong au chiru chi yen wori wu umegi pa la to u yen yo me pimune u chiru chi pimbe ke wako pedo luon kono bala mo kona nga wunu pim don ki kin wu pien wun miero nge kit me doka chele kin wu kape jo ma ki wache gena ye lutino pa Kafero ni gubo charu woli weng ma pe o ka tiki logada. Now, so that's it about Paulo Kafero. I wanted to at least come out and speak about that. It is disheartening, but Paulo Kafero's problems is all because a witch doctor told Museveni, the person who would unseat you will be an artist. Just that. That is why the artistry has never settled. Salim Saleh has to keep them begging. This, the law or the bill that passed or didn't pass, they are just stringing them along so that they're always waiting for the government to say something. Always waiting for Museveni or Salim Saleh to say something, do something for them. Because they are just keeping them from becoming a sharp iron, as they said. So that's Museveni's fear. And truly, Bobby Wine is a survivor because Arua, Bobby Wine should have died from Arua. Then he survived. And all along it's been a goose chase. Every time they're trying to get him, to kill him, to everything they collected from Bobby Wine's home, Museveni has done all sorts of things with. Just to try to secure that thing that Bobby Wine has that is unique and special. Because the witch doctor assured him that, guy, the artist will take you down. You will not see any artists excel individually in Uganda. No. None. And they will not be Ugandan. If you see some, they're not Ugandan. Therefore, they don't have the power that was spoken about. So, I'm going to leave you guys here. I wanted to speak about Paulo Kafero and more so speak about those who are still alive. Anita Among, if you can do anything for her, believe me, your blessing is greater than what you will ever imagine. Because she's a prisoner right now. Whatever you can do, it will be your blessing. I couldn't tell you enough. Thank you. I love you. Bye. Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you are. Hello. Welcome to my live today. Amoro unducho, utieni ne, ucho nini, kono di cheng, kono di wo, kono chawadi, pange kamuti ye, ento amoro wo, patera deda. Amor jo ma aki tutwale Northern Uganda malorolep jo kiet gum gulu pade la mo noya Kaweng man nyang leba chole mo runduchu. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. You are most welcome to my live today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you... Irene, welcome. Julie, you're very welcome. I hope... Irene, thank you, love you too.